Hello everyone and welcome to my book channel. My name is Crystal if you are new here, and if you are not, welcome back. Today I have my August wrap up and my September TBR for you guys. I'm so excited to talk about the books that I read this month because I read some of my new favorite books of all time this month, and I'm very excited to get into what I will be reading in September as well because I'm excited for these books. And also, I have not created a TBR in so long, so let's see if we even stick to it first off. Alright, but first, for the wrap up, in the month of August, I read one of my new favorite series of all time, and that is the Natural series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. If you guys do not know who Jennifer Lynn Barnes is, she's the author of The Inheritance Games, which we know and love. And before The Inheritance Games, she had the Naturals series, okay, you guys? And I've read The Inheritance Games, I've read the Naturals, and I hands down 100% can tell you that these books are literally way better than The Inheritance Games. Now, do not get me wrong, I loved The Inheritance Games. 5 out of 5, okay? These books, infinity stars to each and every one of them. Amazing. I can't even get started. In the Natural series, there are 4 books. First book is The Naturals. Second book is Killer Instinct. The third book is All In, and the fourth book is Bad Blood. Now, The Naturals is about 5 teenagers who all have natural abilities, and the FBI recruits these teenagers to this program called The Naturals, in which they help the FBI with cold cases, active cases. They go to murder scenes. They even, stuff happens to them. It's literally so crazy, you guys. If you guys love Criminal Minds like I do, this series is for you, okay? It's amazing. There's romance, mystery. The plot will keep you on your toes. It was so good. I'm obsessed with it. Alright, then we read The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. I hope I said that correctly. This is a summer romance. This book gave me the best summer vibes, okay? And you don't need to only just read this when it's summer. You can read this literally any time in the year, obviously, but if you're missing summer, or if you want that summer read in the summer, this is literally the perfect book, okay? I loved the game of Assassin that they played in this book, like, made me want to play. The fact that it takes place, in like Martha's Vineyard. This book was so cute, adorable. I'm giving it a 4.5. I really enjoyed it. We have The Nanny by Lana Ferguson. This book, you guys. Can I just imagine this, alright? So, she has an OnlyFans account, right? And she doesn't show her face. She starts talking to this guy on OnlyFans. They start connecting on a deeper level. And then, one day they're just like, you know what, let's meet. Because they both have feelings for each other. He never gets there. He never makes it. Where is he? He's gone completely silent and ghosted. She hasn't heard from him in a really long time. She deletes her OnlyFans account. She's like, you know what? He was really, like, in the end, the reason why I was even doing this. Like, I'm gonna delete it, whatever. A couple months later, she sees an ad for a nanny position, a live-in nanny position. She needs a job, She let go of her OnlyFans account. Turns out, Terrence, who needs this nanny, is the guy who was literally messaging her on OnlyFans, okay? It is the guy. This book was so good. I was obsessed with it. I really enjoyed it. I only have one little nitpick about this book, and I can't really say it because it'll be a spoiler. So in the end, I did give this a 4.75, but it was really good, and I really enjoyed it. Next, we have Ghosted by J.M. Darhauer. You guys. The best book I read this month, besides the Natural series. The best book I read this month. Oh my goodness. Do not get me started on this book, you guys. It was so good. Second chance romance, okay? Single parent. He's famous. Alright, she's living in a small town. Did I mention he's the dad? He is the father, okay, of this child. This book is so good. I will seriously never get over this book. I literally wanted to tear up finishing this book because it was a masterpiece. It was so good. I love it so much. If you have not read this book yet, please make it your next read. Then we read Broken French by Tasha Boyd. I had really high expectations for this book, you guys. And I hate to say, I was very disappointed. I know a lot of people love this book. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. I gave it a 3.75 because I did enjoy some parts, but overall I was just very bored. I skimmed most of this book because I just like was not having a great time. It took me like almost a month and a half to read this book. It was not a fun time. But you know what? It is single dad. They're in France. They're on a yacht. She's a nanny. You might love this book because, again, people love this book, but it just personally was not for me. I don't know why. I was very excited for this, but I was just very disappointed. Another favorite book of this month, Next of Kin by Hannah Bonham Young. This book, you guys, oh my god. Okay, so they are both the guardians to their siblings. So he's the guardian to his like 15-year-old brother, and she is the guardian to her newborn baby sister. And so to be able to get like full guardianship over their siblings, they need to meet, you know, the criterias that is to adopting. And both of them weren't going to meet the living situation criteria. So one of the people that work in like the foster system, they were like, you know what, we're doing this new thing, you know, where like we're pairing people like you guys up together to live together, so it can help your guys' like financial whatever. And they're like, all right, we'll give it a try. They fall in love. They fall in love. They're roommates and they fall in love, and it is so, so perfect. It's amazing. I love it. This book was everything. If you guys have not read Next of Kin yet, please do, because this book gave me actual butterflies. I cannot remember the last time a book gave me actual butterflies. I was like, what are those? They were butterflies, okay? Because this man, he's perfect. He's perfect. And this whole book was just amazing. And it's also a really quick read. It's only like 200 and something pages. I needed more, okay? It was amazing. Then another favorite book we read this month is Forget Me Not by Julie Soto. Another second chance romance, takes place in Sacramento, California. She is a wedding planner. He is a florist. Did I mention it's second chance? And he's grumpy. Oh my goodness, you guys. I get giddy when I talk about this book because it is literally perfection. 5 stars. The way this book played out, the past and the present. And you know, it's funny, I'm not really a past kind of girl. I actually do not very enjoy past chapters. Say I read 10 books and they have past chapters in it. I probably have only enjoyed 3 of those books. And not really enjoyed those books, but only enjoyed the past chapters out of like 3 out of 10 out of those books, because I'm more of a let's be in the present kind of girl. I loved these past chapters. I didn't even complain. Okay, I didn't even realize. I was like, oh wait, we're in the past, because I was eating it up. It was so, so good. So if you guys have not read this yet, if you've never heard of it, if it's on your TBR, make it your next read. Add it to your TBR. Buy this book. It was amazing. It was perfection. Next we read In a Jam by Kate Canterbury. This book was really, really good. I gave it a 4.75. It's single parent. He's the guardian to his niece. He had a crush on this woman in high school, but she left town. They both did. And then they're both back. Alright, he's a farm owner. She recently got the estate of her grandma who passed away. So now she's living on a farm. Small town. Super cute. She's a teacher. She tutors his niece. This book was really, really cute. Also, the niece is hilarious, okay? This girl had me cracking up. Her and the Chickens. If you've read this book, you know what I'm talking about. It was hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing. This was a really cute book. I really enjoyed it. And the cover is so cute. Look at her shine. Alright. The last physical book I read in the month of August is Brutal Obsession by S. Massery. Now, check trigger warnings. This is a dark hockey romance. I love me some dark romance and I love me some hockey romance. But this book, I'll give it to the author. She did say in the beginning, you know, this man does not grovel. He wants to let you know he does not grovel. She was not lying and he was not lying either. This man does not grovel. So if you need groveling in your life, this might not be the best book for you. I love me some dark romance, so I understand there might not be some groveling sometimes, you know, because the men be a little, you know. But I also love me some groveling, and I was really, really, really annoyed with these 2 characters many, many times. Let me first off say, I rated this book a 3.75, and you know what? It is a series. I'm currently reading the second book right now, and I'm very much enjoying the second book right now. I've read series where I did not like the first book, and then I ended up loving the rest of the series. I think that this book just might be one of them. This wasn't a terrible book because I really did enjoy it. It was entertaining. I was, living my life reading this book. But there was just some actions in this book that I could not get down with. But overall, I gave it a 3.75. It was enjoyable. The characters just, annoyed me a little bit. But I am reading the second book right now, and that one so far I am enjoying way more. So you might just, have to get through the first book to really like the other books in the series, if you know what I'm saying. Alright, now let's talk about the Kindle and the audiobooks I read this month. So, I read The Mark of Athena by Rick Riordan, which is the third book in the Heroes of Olympus series. I really enjoyed it. It was super good. Don't make me a demigod! Then I read Playing to Win by Monica Murphy. This is a sports college romance. I read it as an arc. I really enjoyed it. I love Monica Murphy. She's one of my favorite authors ever. I did give this book a 4-star. It was really cute. If anyone is looking for a cute college sports romance, I definitely recommend Playing to Win. Then I read The House of Hades by Rick Riordan, which is the 4th book in the Heroes of Olympus series. This was my favorite book in the entire series so far. It was so good. Percy and Annabeth, I was like, oh my god. I love this group, okay? I love the found family trope, the trials that they've been going through, and everything. It's insane. It's crazy. I listen to these on audiobook, so it's like I'm literally watching a movie or listening to a podcast of these kids fighting monsters and gods, but it's really fun. I love it. The next book I read on Kindle is Shed Out by Avery Keelan. I gave this book a 3-star. A 3-star. I adored Offside. I gave Offside a 5-star. I loved every minute of that book. That book was like 600 pages and I ate every single page up. Shed Out was personally not for me. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like mind-blowing either. It was just like, a romance book, and it just wasn't my favorite, but I am really excited for the next books in this series because again, I loved Offside. Offside was literally a 5-star. Shed Out just personally was not for me. Then I listened to Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. This is the second book to When in Rome, which I also read a couple months ago. Loved it. Practice Makes Perfect was really cute. I gave it a 4.5. I love The Bodyguard, small town, good girl, florist. It was super cute. I enjoyed it. I think When in Rome is my favorite, but Practice Makes Perfect was really good. And last but not least, the last book I read in August is The Counselors by Jessica Goodman. This is a YA mystery that takes place at summer camp in a small town. Okay, you guys, I felt like I was at summer camp trying to solve a mystery. It was so freaking good, you guys. This is a new release. I think it came out like in the past 3 months. It was amazing. My cousin read it and she was like, you need to read this book. So I did, and it was outstanding. I will always trust my cousin with book recs because she's the one who put me on to One of Us is Lying. So when she said to read this book, I was like, I'm reading this book. So that's what I did, and it was really, really good. I'm obsessed with it. If you are looking for a amazing YA mystery, you should read The Counselors because I did not see any of that coming, okay? It was really good. I enjoyed it. Alright, now let's get into our September TBR. This is the September TBR, and not actually the whole thing because I've already strayed from it, and also I plan on reading on KU. The first book on our September TBR is actually my current read. So I am currently reading Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. This is a YA fantasy book that includes letters. Okay, you guys, they are pen pals. They're pen pals. I love the pen pal trope. It is so good so far. I'm buddy reading this with Kimmy and I'm very excited because so far it's amazing. We gotta keep this mystery going because I'm loving mystery. I've always been a mystery girl, okay? If you guys didn't know this about me, I constantly watch true crime videos and true crime podcasts. Oh my god, I am a am I allowed to say that? I love me some true crime podcast, okay? I listen to that stuff all the time. If anyone's in need of a new podcast, Mr. Ballin, okay? He is amazing. I love him. But anyways, I've always been a mystery girly. I've always been a true crime girly. And I was like, we need to read more mystery books because I used to read them a lot. And then I got into this rut of romance only. And I was like, I was kind of getting tired of it. So I've been, I've been reading fantasy, I've been reading mystery, and I'm living for it. So we're going to keep it going. I'm very excited to read this book. It is called 14 Ways to Die by Vincent Ralph. It sounds amazing. 1 killer, 13 victims, 1 million views. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. The next book on the September TBR is The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. This is a new adult fantasy. Don't ask me anything else because I do not know. I just know that people love this book. One of my best friends is obsessed with this book, so I'm very excited to buddy read this with 2 of my friends. I'm like, Sarah, finish Practice Makes Perfect already so we can start this. Next book on my September TBR is One of Us is Back by Karen M. McManus. I've read One of Us is Lying and One of Us is Next. Loved them, loved them. I've read her whole backlist actually, besides Two Can Keep a Secret. I have not read that yet, but I'm very excited to be back at baby. Okay, and then we are reading Accidentally Amy by Lynn Painter. I adore Lynn Painter. I've read The Love Wager, Better Than the Movies, and Mr. Wrong Number, and I've enjoyed each and every one of her books. I still need to read The Do-Over, and I still need to read Accidentally Amy, so I'm very excited to get to this, and it's very, very short. I was like, oh my god. But yeah, very excited to get. Alright, another book on the September TBR is Kyland by Mia Sheridan. I don't know anything about this book besides Casey loved it. Casey's one of my best friends. She's like Mia Sheridan's #1 fan. So I'm very excited to get to this. Then we have The Retribution of Mara Dyer. I read the first 2 books in the Mara Dyer trilogy like a year ago. And I'm like, girl, it is time. You have to finish the series. What's up? So that's what we are doing. Finishing the series. Then it's my Lynn Painter, let's finish her backlist era. I'm reading The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. This is a YA romance, and I'm pretty sure they're like stuck in a time loop. They're stuck in a time loop. Then we have What Happens After Midnight by K.L. Walther. I think this is like the kind of end of a year going into summer book. And I'm pretty sure it's like Second Chance. Yep, her ex-boyfriend. There we go. Then we have Northern Stars by Brittany Cherry. This is the last book in the Compass series. I've already read the first 3 such a long time ago, so this is another month of, girl, let's finish these series. Then we have Next to You by Hannah Bonham Young. This is the second book to Next of Kin, so I'm very excited to read it. Pretty sure this is about her friend and his coworker, so I cannot wait. Then we have The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren. 2 of my best friends absolutely love this book. Like, it is one of their favorite books of all time. So I'm very excited to read it. I have read Josh and Hazel's Guide by Christina Lauren, which I adored. I'm pretty sure I read another Christina Lauren book, but I cannot think of it. The premise of this book sounds really good, so I'm really excited. It's like yeah, so they like take a test to see like who you're matched up with, and she ends up being a 90% compatibility rate with like the creator of this test, I'm pretty sure, so I'm really excited. And last but not least, we have We Shouldn't by V. Keeland. I don't know what this book is about, but I've had it on my shelves for 2 years, so I told myself, girl, it's time. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching my August wrap up and my September TBR. My September TBR, I want to preface, this is like a physical TBR. I am still going to read books on my Kindle, so my Kindle is going to be kind of like my mood reader kind of thing this month. So whatever I'm in the mood for, I'm reading it on Kindle. But thank you guys so much for watching. If any of you have read these books on my TBR, comment down below, you know, which one's good, if you enjoyed it or what. And if you end up reading any of the books that I read in August, I hope you have a great time, okay? A great time. Anyways, bye you guys. See you next week.